Good afternoon, everybody! Big Mike back here with you once again. Once again, being joined by Alvin, Victoria, and Mr. Piz. How we all doing?
Whew.
We're doing
Boy,
good.
oh boy.
All right.
How are you doing? Does anybody ever ask?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good.
Anyway, we are here to review episode 9 of WandaVison. And I'm going to say this a little right off the bat. I enjoyed the journey rather than the destination. This was kind of a letdown, this episode.
Why?
I don't know. It just...
What were you hoping for?
I was hoping for a little bit more. I was kind of hoping for, Wanda to end up in the Sanctum Sanctorum with Doctor Strange.
I saw that. As a theory.
Maybe she'll end up there in the future, but we'll see.
We got a Sorcerer Supreme name drop.
We did get a name drop. That's true.
So, I'll just say, if you always expect like a huge twist at the end, then it never feels like a twist.
True.
Or like a huge cameo, or like a huge surprise.
I
Like
will
we all bought into it. We were guessing some crazy names last week. I said
That's not why I
Yeah.
was disappointed, though. I wasn't disappointed because I wanted a huge cameo or a huge twist. The reason I was kind of let down is because I felt like all of how that we got to why Westview was the way it was and the structure, and when she eliminated all of it, it was like, so it's all gone away. Like, all the stuff that we worked on all season is just erased and back to normal. I kind of wanted a little bit more permanence in
me
the
too.
destruction.
I could.
I mean, those people's
I
lives are ruined.
True.
More or less.
But I wanted them to be more ruined. I wanted there to be higher stakes.
I mean,
So,
there
I could
were
tell.
children who were... The woman said, "Can you let her out of her room? Can I
That-
hold
that
my
is
child?" Like,
That is true.
you asked the question, how long were we actually in
Totally.
there?
Yeah.
If the child's been locked in her room for weeks,
Mhm.
like, there's going to be some ill effects come.
Sure, but it's still, they're gonna now work towards rebuilding. Like, I was expecting a little bit more of a finale where, like, the world is shook after. Like, there was things that
You thought
were
it was
in
going to be a
disarray.
darker ending.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
It had
was
become
kind
a
of...
darker show in an amazing
Sure.
way. So I kind of felt like it was a little too happy ending with
Too
a
many,
bow.
too many bows for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So I would disagree with being disappointed by it, but I agree with that point. There were too many bows.
On the other hand, how does this not catch the attention of one other Avenger?
Yeah, it's
They're all
that's
too
a great
busy or
question
something?
every movie. It's a great question every
Yeah.
movie.
That's true.
You're gonna make an Avengers movie, every episode.
No, but like,
You got to pay these people.
there's got to be a reason that they're not around.
Well, there's a legitimate reason that a lot of them aren't around.
Tony's dead.
Speaking
Doesn't have
of
to be
that.
Tony.
speaking
Doesn't
on
have to
that,
be Tony.
speaking on that, why didn't Jimmy Woo contact Scott Lang?
Sure.
Why didn't Monica Rambeau try to contact Captain Marvel?
Do we know if she has a relationship with Captain Marvel?
She does. She was Captain Marvel was there when she was a kid.
But, like, they should have us
that's
them
not
together?
a relationship.
I think
Are
that's
they on speaking terms? Are they on a first name basis? Do they see each other regularly?
Right.
We have no idea.
yeah, that's true.
Remember
I guess that's
what's her name? Black Widow at the end credit scene where they were like trying to figure out what that like beeper was that Nick Fury had to bring.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew what that was. So I feel like it's kind of a lot
Well,
to expect someone to have another way to communicate with her.
Right.
well,
But
that
nobody
was,
else had seen that device.
I'm not
before.
even asking for her.
who?
Captain Marvel, you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who are you
Like-
asking for?
Who did you want?
There's a whole lot of them around, aren't there? Like Hulk's not dead, Thor's not dead.
Thor's up out in space.
Yeah,
with the
Thor
Guardians.
and the Guardians are gone.
Are gone. They're in a different universe.
Doctor Strange is protecting
Around.
the Sanctum Sanctorum.
I mean, we just watched
He's
Civil War
rarely
last night.
drug into other
right.
people's
He
shit.
doesn't leave.
We just watched Civil War last night.
Yeah.
Could have been any one of the remaining living people.
Could have been
Well, let's-
Falcon
I
and
bet
Bucky.
Winter Falcon and Soldier. I bet there's going to be an
Winter Falcon
explanation
and
as to
Soldier.
why.
Maybe. I could see that.
I bet there's going to be a reason to why they wouldn't enter. Because they've given us
So-
reasons as backstories as to why so many, like, we figured out why Thor wasn't in Civil War afterwards. I feel like they're going to give us explanations after.
True.
Yeah,
Very
that's true. I could see that. I could
That's a
see that.
good point.
Anyway, let's talk about the actual episode.
True.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it yet, go watch.
Or if it hasn't been spoiled yet.
If it hasn't been spoiled yet. We kind of pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
Agatha has Wanda's children by the throat with her magic, basically saying, "Oh, you're this agent of chaos. You use your magic to destroy the world, etc., etc." And then Wanda just kind of shoots a bolt at her, and she absorbs it, which was kind of what I was thinking she wanted,
Right.
and that she wanted Wanda's powers.
That is
magic.
a savage trait that Agatha had. That anytime another witch uses her powers on you, you absorb them. Like, oh my God, how do you defeat somebody? Like, I mean, we saw how, but like, I was so intimidated.
Yeah, that
by
was
that
tough.
was an incredible
tough.
amount of power.
I will say that was a tough bit.
That was cool as hell.
That was definitely really cool.
I feel like
And
that's not
then-
the last we're going to see of her.
Question. Why wouldn't she just befriend Wanda?
I know. I
I
can't
mean,
wait
I
for
could-
that.
I could see
for
that. I
500
could see that.
years looking for this being just to be like, all right, I guess, you know,
Not
she's
befriend,
too
but
much.
work
But
together.
like, work
Yeah.
together at first and then turn on her.
I thought that.
I can kinda
you know
see what he's
That's
talking
another
about.
reason I was a little disappointed. Is I thought there was gonna be.
She could be an
I thought
Avenger,
there was
too.
gonna be more with Agatha. Like I thought they were gonna have like a team kind of moment, and when she just like took all of her powers and then put her back to normal, I was like, I wanted a bigger storyline with Agatha. She was so cool.
Yeah,
Where is she now?
she's still in Westview.
But
That's
Westview is
her-
normal now.
No, it's really not. If you remember Agatha saying, even though your powers are now mine, Westview is still broken, much like you.
I think she means like broken emotionally.
I mean, that could be the case, but I don't think Westview would really be normal again, considering what happened to its residents.
I mean, they're no longer under the spell, is all I mean.
Yeah.
True.
So how does that apply to her?
She. Who? Agatha?
Agatha, yeah.
Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
I don't
know.
Your question is why Agatha is still under the Westview
When Westview is
because Wanda did
Wanda-
remember what Vision would do?
Oh, okay.
That
Yep.
remember what Vision said? Vision is just the Mind Stone, or Wanda said it. Vision is just the Mind Stone.
The part of
Like
the mind soul that
pow-
lives in her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's her power. She could do that.
Okay, gotcha.
So she did that to Agnes. I mean, it seemed like she took her powers from her. Not
Oh, she
Fully
she
seemed
totally
like that.
fully
And
took her
then
powers.
the body that was left. She did the whole mind thing and flipped her and turned her into a suburban.
And
The
Yeah.
her suburban voice is like effing, like it's like
It's
music to my
hilarious.
ears. I want this character to go nowhere. I love her so much.
I think we will see Agnes again.
I
can't
hope we
I
imagine.
think
do.
we will see Agnes again.
What's her name? Kate.
Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop.
No,
Out-
Han.
Hahn. Yeah, Catherine Hahn. Catherine Hahn. She nailed out of the park. Like incredible Marvel character. Like that actress did the
Yeah.
best job. One of the best actresses I feel like has come to the universe. She slayed it.
It's funny.
She is very. We also got a Vision versus Vision conflict,
True.
which
was fucking lit.
if you were looking for a big, what word am I thinking of here?
Rivalry.
Cameo.
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 That was it. It was Paul Bettany. He trolled all of you. He
And
trolled
you.
all
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
You
All
too.
of us.
There you go. Bravo, you did it first.
And apparently, the Soul Vision. I don't even know what to call him now.
White Vision.
The Vision in Westview.
Oh. Vision.
They
He's
should
just
paint
he's a
him.
memory.
Just paint him. He's Vision.
I mean, he does. White Vision does now have the memories of Vision.
And the eyes. Their
And-
eyes went back. Like he has the same color of the stone
He's
too.
him. What else do you need?
That's how I feel.
I
Like,
agree.
Vision is alive again.
Yeah, Vision is now fully
And
alive.
the fact that we didn't get
Without the
anything
Mind
about
Stone, Right.
No,
I
Mr.
was
Stone.
done. Like,
I
we're
needed
gonna
an
get
after
some-
credit about him.
we're gonna
That was
get
the after
some-
credit I was able.
Yeah, I was
Two
hoping for that
questions.
too.
2 questions now that you've gotten here. If you had to decide which way is Wanda gonna go, good or bad, which way would you say?
I think she's going to be neutral for now. And then I think in Doctor Strange, we're going to see her defending her world again.
From who?
From Doctor Strange. Maybe from Nightmare, actually, if I'm thinking
Is
about
that
it.
Mordo?
Nightmare is a bit of an interesting character. He invades people's nightmares and controls them.
Okay, so part 2 of my question.
He's kind of the Freddy Krueger of
Oh,
Marvel.
Part 2 of my question. What side is White Vision on?
I think White Vision for now, he might be looking for the Avengers.
Why?
I'm not sure.
What makes you say that?
To kind of maybe fit his memories back together fully.
Maybe
Because-
he's just Vision now.
Yeah, maybe he's just Vision now.
Wouldn't he be looking for Wanda then?
Yes.
Here's the
What did
only
it look
thing.
like Wanda was doing when we last saw her?
I do.
Learning more about what Scarlet Witch means.
I kind of held this off last week because I knew this would be a spoiler for this week.
Okay.
White Vision is emotionless and does not have the love for Wanda,
Mm-hmm.
Which we saw.
which we did see, considering he tried to crush her skull.
But we didn't see after they did their little mind meld.
Their ship
Yeah.
of
Does
Theseus.
anyone remember the last thing he said before he flew out?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus. I think.
I don't recall.
What was the last thing he said? Like, I don't feel like we got anything about where he's going next.
No, I
hints,
think
nothing.
I think he just kind of. I think he pulled a Superman. I think I'm gonna say that. I think he's gonna be like in the upper atmosphere somewhere, looking down on us, until the time comes where he can come back. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I mean, they're either somehow Wanda and Vision are going to come together again at some point, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
So
And that's
it's either
either
going to be
going
on
to
the
be-
same side or on
Right.
opposite sides.
Yeah.
Which way would you think it's going to go?
I think it's gonna be on the same. Actually,
I don't know which
It
way you
does-
say, because of love.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that you're even like, if he has Vision's memories. Remember how Vision accidentally paralyzed Rhodes, like because he was so afflicted for his love for Wanda.
oh yeah.
If anything, he's going to be on whatever side Wanda is. Wanda's his partner. He has all of his memories back. He's going to stand next to her. He loves her.
Then why didn't he stay and fight?
Well, he's got a lot to go through. He just got all his memories back in 1 second. You gotta give him a few months of grace to get used to his body again, and then realize that that's his love.
I could
It's a
see
fair
that.
question.
I can see
That's
that.
that's what Al said.
What?
He's gonna go and, or no, did Mike say it? He's gonna go and piece together all of these memories. He got all this stuff jumbled up, and it all came back
Right.
all at once.
They unzip me.
He upset me.
No, I hate it. They unzip me.
Are we gonna get like a sprinkling of Vision in the next, 4 movies, where he's in it asking questions or doing some sort of recon or research of some
It feels bizarre though for us to think that like it's like I actually almost want to take back what I said because like Vision knew everything about himself immediately. Like he's like, he has the ability to compound like trigabytes or whatever of memory and data and stuff. So like it shouldn't take him that long to piece everything together. Like he's supposed to be like so powerful.
A supercomputer.
exactly. So now I'm
he
actually
started
like,
off as artificial intelligence.
right. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, it shouldn't actually take him that long to get back to normal. He should be able to immediately be like, got it. So I feel like the next thing he's gonna do is like go back and look for Wanda.
So, if it's got to happen, what's it going to be? Another season of this or a movie?
I got the feeling this is gonna lead to a Scarlet Witch movie.
Especially
Maybe.
with how much people have loved this. Like
This could
there's
have been the script for a movie. You
But-
could have done
but people
episode
like
1
how
to
this
now.
was a TV show. I think that people really enjoyed Marvel in a TV show setting for once. So I would also
Yeah,
totally be
absolutely.
chill with the second season of a TV show because we've never gotten that from Marvel before. It was so fun.
It would have
That was
been
good.
fine if it was released as like a 3-hour movie on Disney Plus. But
Yeah, I feel
Sure,
the same way.
sure. Yeah, I hear that. I have audience questions if you want to get to that eventually.
Oh,
Uh,
I think we
we'll
should
get
take
there.
audience FaceTimes.
I ignored audience FaceTimes for audience questions.
Did he know this is what was going on?
I said he FaceTimed me because he just finished the episode. He said I have questions. I said text them and I will give them to Mikey. We're filming right now.
Okay.
My supervisor is texting me questions.
Alright, let's get 'em.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We're almost
I have
done with the
more.
episode.
Okay, let us know when.
You know, we had the clashes between. We actually had Agatha snap everyone in Westview out of it, and they're like, "Oh, please save us or kill us or put
Very
us out of
dark.
our misery." That was dark.
So
That was really.
that really her cutting the strings?
Or
Or was
was
she manipulating
Okay,
them
good
further?
question.
That's a good
I
question.
mean, they would
I
say
don't know.
stuff kind of like that. I would think.
Totally. Of course.
Absolutely.
But
Either
was
way.
she manipulating it even more?
Like
Yeah.
she was.
exacerbating
What
it?
would she was doing with what's his name?
No.
Because that would make Wanda want to give up her powers, to make Wanda feel more guilty about how she made these people feel. Like, I agree, and now I wonder.
If
I
she's
don't think
just
she was
pulling strings.
manipulating because like
I could see it that
they.
way.
She had a whole plan. It was laid out in front of her. She knew what she was doing.
Totally.
She knew everything that Wanda
But-
was gonna do. She knew Wanda was gonna get into her head and bring her back to the fucking the Salem witch trials. And she
people-
was prepared for that and had a way around that. Like she was prepared for everything
Fucking
except for
zombies.
the runes on the hex.
You got far away from what I was going to make as my point was that the people seemed like they were aware of what Wanda was doing. So I think
Yeah.
she was just releasing them,
Fair.
not manipulating them.
That's a fair point.
I think that's what
I
she
could
wanted
see that.
Wanda to think.
Why didn't she keep it open long enough for the people to get out?
She saw
Uh,
vision.
Yeah, she saw Vision and her kids disappearing.
Right.
Okay, what else, Mikey?
Which that led to the military sword coming in and
Well, rogue sword.
yeah, rogue sword. That was
Bizarre.
It was.
That was like a bureaucratic storyline that I didn't really care for as much.
Yeah,
I was
right.
saying.
yeah, that really turned out.
Like
to be
when the guy
nothing.
got arrested, I didn't feel like, yeah, got him. Like I could give an F about that character.
kind of-
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah,
feel the
that
same
guy
way
was
about
kind of a
Rumble.
lame duck. I was kind of hoping he'd be.
The guy in the movies. I said I feel the same way about Rumlow.
Rumlow.
Yeah, who's wrong?
If you watched
Rumlow.
if
The
you
guy
watched
in Hydra.
Yeah.
who-
if you watched the
Spiky
movies
hair.
from the beginning, like while they were coming out,
Spiky hair.
Oh no,
Rumlow.
Rumlow was a bad example. Rumlow was good. because-
Rumlow.
Not ringing a bell right now.
He was never going to take down any of that. He's the guy who, when
In Civil War,
in
goes
Civil
after
War,
the
he gets blown
biological
up.
weapon.
Cap, they need
Rumlow.
you back at the base.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be there in a second. They need you now.
Oh,
Cap.
crossbones.
Yeah, Rumlow.
You
They
know
never say
everybody by
Crossbones
both names.
in the movies. He's
The
just
guy
Rumlow.
the guy who would be. Yeah, right,
The guy
right.
who
I got
Wanda
it.
blows up and blows
Yep,
the building
yep,
up.
yep. It's
Uh,
coming back.
That's a bad example because if you watch the movies as they came out in order, like he was a SHIELD agent. He was one of the good guys.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that he was Hydra and he was one of the really bad guys.
Yeah.
And like that's a big
I stand
deal.
by
I just
John on
mean
that.
from the standpoint of like he was never going to be a threat to any of the Avengers.
He was never a big bad guy. He
just
was
like
a
that dude
filler.
with his pistol shooting at.
But I'm not saying I
Wanda.
didn't like it because he wasn't a threat. I'm just saying it wasn't an interesting story. I didn't care enough. I did
Yeah,
like
agreed.
Rumlow's storyline. That was interesting.
Hayward,
Hayward,
you,
I could
you
give.
could have left that character out in the show.
and
would've
given
been
me
the
more
same.
time
Yeah.
on something else. Yeah.
I agree. We had Jimmy Woo call for some backup. I was kind of hoping that was going to be Ant-Man. I was hoping.
I never really need Ant-Man.
Who was the backup?
He-
It
the
was
FBI
whatever the police force.
I know.
rolled
I
up
also
was.
feel like,
I don't
okay,
know.
what's the
Read the
FBI
room.
like?
Who's
Right.
that for?
This
Who's
is
that for?
there's big. There's bigger shit happening than what the FBI can do. Like I know, I just felt like okay, the next
That's
gang
fair.
of people gonna set up laptops outside of town. When one laptop group leaves, another laptop
Totally
group comes
fair.
over. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I could see it. Yeah,
Can I ask about the after credit scene yet or not?
No, you're taking.
we're
we have
almost there.
audience
We're almost
questions.
there.
I'm taking all the
Oh,
questions.
we can go back
Um,
and forth.
Then we got the big Wanda versus Agatha battle, which I honestly really enjoyed. I kind of hoped that would go on a little bit longer, just a little bit.
Yeah,
uh,
maybe you want more.
Mm.
True. We also found out where Monica's been. Apparently, Quicksilver, who we now know isn't actually Quicksilver.
Can we talk about that real quick? Why? Like, are they just trolling that they used the
I
actor?
know, it was
Yup.
so confusing.
Yup.
They're
That
just
felt
they're just
mean.
they're
That
just
felt
trolling.
mean.
Yeah, that's
That felt
fueling
cruel.
theories. That's just a waste of time.
And that was one of the first things they established. I
Right.
read an interview. That was one of the first things that they decided they wanted to do is cast him for this character. Why'd you want to do that to us?
He was in X-Men.
That's hilarious.
He was
Yes.
I love
Quicksilver
that.
in X-Men.
I felt the same way when they made Johnny Torch, who's the
Oh,
they
Captain
made him Captain America.
Chris Evans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
But it wasn't
I
the same
hated
powers.
that.
Yeah.
This was even more egregious because he had the
And-
same
and-
powers.
And that movie was not that good.
yeah.
But
The X-Men
still,
is
you
good. The
want-
X-Men is good, like on its own
You burned
right.
it. You ruined it. You lost him. You gotta go elsewhere. Like,
He's a good captain.
obviously, it turned out well.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
had that gripe.
But yeah, anyway,
I saw
so
that movie in theaters. Now all of a sudden he's a different character in the same.
I mean, you could say the same thing about who played Thanos.
Whoever it is, I will say
Josh
the same
Josh
thing.
Brolin?
Josh Brolin played Cable in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, agreed. There you go. He should be out. That's it. You burned him. You used him.
Nah, I think
You
that's
took him out of the game. He's out. You can't put him back in.
I kind of want to see.
this isn't baseball.
I know.
I kind of want to see that Cable now in this universe.
I'm sorry, I took over. That.
Yeah, you were
No,
talking
no,
about
it's
Guys,
fine.
back on
It's fine.
track.
It's fine. It's fine.
Talk about Quicksilver.
Quicksilver wasn't actually Quicksilver, which I
Ralph
thought was
Boner.
Ralph Boner. I laughed
That
at
name
that.
has no significance at all.
No
He's
significance.
just a guy.
He was
An actor. He had a headshot.
a resident of Westview that Agatha took over his house.
So
That's-
he was under Wanda's spell, or
I think he was under Agatha's spell.
So she knew that was his brother, her brother.
That was
It's
never
not.
her brother.
Oh,
Never.
Exactly.
This is our gripe.
Exactly.
His name is Ralph Boner, and he is unrelated to the
I
Marvel
understand
universe
that.
at all.
But is the real Pietro is her brother? Wasn't it?
Dead.
Yes.
I know he's dead.
He's dead. He was the actor from Ultron. That hasn't changed. This guy,
If he was under Agatha's control,
yes.
she knew that Quicksilver is Wanda's brother.
Yes.
That was all that was
Oh, okay.
establishing.
Yikes.
No. That's a very interesting point. That could be like the shoehorn into the multiverse nonsense.
Maybe. It could. I mean, considering Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we're gonna get there eventually.
For sure.
Okay, you ready for some questions now?
Almost there. We got Agatha forcefully changed back into Agnes. Westview is now pretty much her prison, which I'm okay with. It doesn't kill her, so she's on the sideline. She'll come back, I assume.
Yeah, Wanda said
No
that.
reason not to bring her back.
Totally.
And then a very,
Yeah.
very sad ending. You have Wanda closing up the hex, kind of slowly, tucking her kids in.
It was like
her
the
kids.
Titanic.
Oh
Where
God,
they
that
put
was
the
so
kids to
sad.
bed. Yeah, it was
That
so,
was so
sad.
sad. And then Wanda,
Vision's so
Vision
romantic.
and Wanda just
That
standing
whole
together.
the Vision saying I was a voice without a body.
Oh.
Oh God,
He's
And
like
then-
poetry every
yeah.
time he speaks.
I always-
Whoever writes
I was-
for Vision is doing such a good job.
yeah,
And-
Paul
and
Bettany
Paul
is the
Bettany.
name.
I know the way
Give me
he's,
more Paul Bettany.
when he says
What
goodbye,
did he get?
darling.
He writes for himself.
No, he's just saying the actor.
Got it.
Like he was divine. He was so
Yeah.
gentle but prophetic and.
He was
oh,
great.
Yeah.
He was absolutely
He
great.
was so good.
In like 6 hours of makeup a day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Then we kind of had Wanda fully close up the hex. Everything's gone. The house is gone. Vision's gone. The kids are technically gone, but we did get something in the end credits. We'll talk about it. And then she said goodbye to Monica and flew out of Westview.
Can I ask a
And then-
question?
Yeah.
What is like what becomes of Agatha in the comics?
Don't tell me that. Because we have
I'm
Monica.
not sure.
We have Wanda said like I'm sure I'll be seeing you again soon. Like she's coming back. I don't want to be.
Yeah,
spoiled.
she'll be back. She'll be back.
Okay.
I don't know in what way, but she'll be back.
Okay.
I haven't really seen much Agatha in the comics lately, honestly.
Lately, you keep up like that?
I try.
Nice. Where do you get it?
My phone.
Okay.
Nice.
So first
Um,
after credit scene. Talk to us about
First
that.
after credit scene, we get, what was that?
It was the movie theater.
Oh yeah, Monica Rambeau running into another Skrull, which I didn't see that coming. And she pretty much said, he wants to talk to you, pointing up. I think she means Nick Fury.
That was Gerard's first question. Audience question number 1. So why do you think it's Nick Fury?
Because I think he is getting ready to reassemble the Avengers because something bigger is coming.
Oh Jesus! They just
Yeah.
dealt with Thanos and something bigger is coming already?
I don't think it's just yet because we got a lot of movies and shows to go through, but something definitely bigger is coming.
Wow.
So who's it gonna be?
It-
Who versus?
It could be a
Who
number.
versus?
It could be a number of threats.
Well, let me throw this theory out there. I don't think that it's Nick Fury.
Oh,
It's Talos, isn't it?
oh, Talos.
Who's Talos?
Yeah,
Talos.
the head
From-
scroll.
In Captain Marvel, you remember the shapeshifters?
Yeah.
The main guy
Yeah.
who was Nick Fury's boss.
Yeah.
That alien's name is Talos.
Right.
And then Nick Fury in Spider-Man.
Right. I saw that after credit scene and I understood none of it.
So there's a group of people, for lack of a better way to describe them, named the Kree. Right?
The Kree.
The Kree are these like powerful beings.
They're militaristic.
Right.
The Kree.
The Kree. The ones with the blue blood. You remember
That
the-
revived Agent Coulson,
Yes. They won't know.
technically.
Do you remember in Captain Marvel?
Maybe.
Oh man. Alright, well we're gonna have to watch that soon then. Moving on. So
Yeah, moving
I think they were referring to Talos.
It's a possibility. I can
Was it
see
shape-
it.
Because the last
Shapeshifter.
time, right, the female that we just saw saying,
He wanted
Yeah,
to see you,
right,
something like that.
he's the same species as that female.
Got it.
Was that female his significant other?
I don't believe it was.
Do you
the same
think?
one.
All right.
I think it was just one of the many that they said were out there, and now that they broke away from the Kree, they are reassembling and putting their lives back together. And Talos, as we've seen, is part of this whole.
True. I could see that. I
Okay,
could definitely
Mikey.
see
So if you
that.
were
We got one more scene. One more scene. And then end credit scene, we see Wanda sitting outside whatever cabin. Then she goes in. We go into another room. There's Wanda again with the Darkhold, and we hear Tommy and Billy's voices. And I think what that means is kind of what I've been theorizing for, in my head at least, for a bit now. In the comic books, Tommy and Billy were constructs of Wanda's power initially.
right.
And whenever she would get distracted, they would kind of blink in and out of existence. And then it was later revealed that they were a part of Mephisto, who was, big demon,
Who we thought we might see.
who we thought we might see. We might see him in the sequel. Who knows? I think what we're going to see now is maybe not another Westview. I think we're going to potentially see Wanda go to hell and get her children back.
Why would they be in hell? They're not real.
They're in the comics, they were like lost souls, and then those souls ended up in the heroes, Speed and Lydican. So maybe they'll go this route anyway, but we'll see.
Wow.
It's a little convoluted, but I
Yeah.
think it could work.
They certainly could have left the door open.
Okay, now, Mikey, if we're ready.
Audience questions. Let's go.
Who's
So-
it from?
The caller is Gerard.
Draw.
Gerard's calling in. So we answered the question about the end credit scene. He thought it was Samuel L. Jackson. You guys think it's Tylos.
I still kind of think it's Samuel L.
You still think it's Samuel L.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Talos either.
Okay. He also asked about White Vision, which I feel like we kind of talked about. We don't really know where he goes from here.
Not
Our
really.
inference, you think that he's going to meet with the Avengers. I think he's going to stop. He's going to be trying to find Wanda once he realizes who he is again. And
Yeah.
Who else.
I don't
Okay.
I
have
think
to
he's going
so.
to find Wanda.
You don't think?
I think he is.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, this, which I agree, is he's saying he doesn't really understand anymore, which is kind of how I was disappointed a little. How this relates to a huge reveal of a new villain. Because he was like, I don't really get how this paves the way for a new villain, because this kind of ended with Wanda being like, I don't want to be a villain, I'm actively rejecting that storyline. So he's like, how does this set up a new chapter for Marvel, like where she is going to be a threat?
That's a good question.
Should I jump in?
Sure.
Absolutely.
What you were saying about her kids being like lost souls, and she would have to
Boy
go to
souls.
hell to get them back.
God dang it.
What if she does that and they are in some way corrupted, and the Avengers have to handle that, and she won't let them?
That's interesting.
That's an interesting thought. I like that.
Yeah.
What side is Vision on?
Hers.
His kids. Those are
Yeah.
his kids.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
much.
makes them pretty formidable, don't you think?
Hell yeah.
Those
Yeah,
four
absolutely.
as like the big bad of Phase 4 would be wild.
It would be shocking to me. Like,
It would
I
be
still think Vision
interesting.
would go down on her side, but he's so for like reason and like who is right, who is wrong. Like,
Still,
yeah, maybe
I
not.
don't
Maybe
think
not
so.
true. He's developing.
because
I
he was
can't
he
say
was
that.
turned into a sentient weapon, and then had his eyes opened and the
Right.
the
that's true.
shades lifted. That's all he was ever made as, is a weapon, multiple times.
Do you think
Now
that,
he has free will, more or less.
do you think
Pretty
that,
much.
that they're going how deep are we going to get into the next several movies or whatever before they resolve what goes on between Wanda and Vision?
Hmm.
Is it going to be what they
It's
base
impossible
the
to
next
say.
stuff on, or
It's-
or are they going to go away from it?
It's impossible to
I
say.
mean, there's
I don't
so
know.
many questions that are still left.
Right, like how long are they gonna wait to answer or build on this? Is there so much other stuff?
The
to
next
build on?
question that needs to be answered is, where did White Vision go?
Totally.
Right.
That's
Because
absolutely.
if the answer is he's looking for Wanda, he didn't have to go anywhere.
No.
So where did he go?
Right.
And whatever bad stuff happens, if
What
he's
was the
not
last thing
there,
he said? I
if
wish
he's
I remembered it.
if he's not there, the question is, why isn't he there?
I
Yeah.
totally agree.
But
Yeah.
they never leave these questions unanswered. We're gonna get an answer.
We're
Totally.
gonna get an answer.
Totally.
Well, I'm
We're
just
gonna get
asking
an
how
answer.
quickly.
Okay.
God,
The last
I don't know.
audience question was that he's been reading a lot about how Doctor Strange would be tied into this, but he doesn't understand like how or see where he fits into Wanda's storyline.
I think eventually in the Doctor Strange movie we're gonna see him notice her. I think this is gonna be more towards the beginning. Like he's gonna see the two influxes of magical power, and I think he's gonna go confront her.
Oh, so he notices her as a threat.
Potentially.
Okay, and he's meant to deal with all like the supernatural threats to Earth.
Yeah, the magical threats to the world.
Excellent audience answers. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it?
Just
What are
those
your
5.
questions? I think I'm out of questions.
Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed.
It's been so fun.
It's been a lot of fun. We are off next week, I believe, unless somehow they're gonna sneak another episode in, which I doubt at this point.
They would have had to have filmed it.
True enough.
What
So
would be in the next episode?
some
All
sort
the
of
stuff we
epilogue.
discussed, Al.
I don't
In
know.
one episode?
I don't know. I doubt it. So we'll see you in 2 weeks for episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh my.
I cannot wait. Take it easy, you guys. Peace.
My dreams.